Okay, YouTube, this is Acid Roots. I wanted to talk about the song 100 Black Coffins by Rick Ross. Now, this is from the Django Unchained soundtrack, and this came out in 2012, and it was a movie by Quentin Tarantino. Now, it's set in the Western days. That's the first thing to know about this song, is it's not like they just made a rap number that you're going to find like I'm Not a Star or Hustlin' or any of these type songs. It is more of a dark and moody type song. I guess it really feels like in a setting as it almost feels like it's at a sunset or a showdown type of thing. That's the way the production is, and it kind of feels good hearing this type of song, but you know, Rick Ross on there, we had to wonder how he would mesh with the setting of the film. So in the first verse, he talks about problems that he's dealing with and, you know, saying that there's going to be 100 black coffins. That's what the hook says. And he recounts whether or not, you know, he can justify what he's doing. So that's what the first verse is about. Second verse, I think, relates more to the film, which I have not seen, but starts talking about some women in there, and I don't know how that ties to what he was talking about, but he does bring it up, and he says something to the effect of what they did to my mother, which at least I don't think anything happened to Rick Ross's mother, so I'm assuming that this happened to his film, in the film. But so these are things, and that's kind of what winds up happening. And I really did like the production on this song. The lyrics were kept very simple. You know, that's going to be the first thing. He wasn't really trying to do anything stylistic with it. It felt more as if he was just trying to tell paint a picture for you versus get lyrical on there. And you know, to know if you decide to look into the Django soundtrack, there really isn't any other rappers associated with, except for possibly Tupac. There aren't other rappers associated with it. I'm just kind of talking fastly. But so it is kind of kept in the setting in the film. It just wouldn't make sense for there to be like urban and city type songs with it. But I wanted to get an extra Rick Ross in there because he has had some good moments. And I think a lot of these things have attracted attention. There has been plenty of Rick Ross that needs to be done. And so I wanted to cover some of that some more. So point being, you know, as to whether or not this soundtrack is worth buying, I think the song is worth taking a look at, and it may not be one of his defining moments, but it is a good look. It's kind of like back in the 90s when Tupac would appear on movie soundtracks and everyone would say, you know, after he died, that this was, you know, these were works of art. And I think it's kind of same situation for Rick Ross. You know, he chose a movie, it was unexpected, created a pretty wave-making song, and, you know, the dust has settled. We don't know what the type noise has been on it, but I want to pay attention to the fact that this was a good moment for the movie, Rick Ross, and, you know, us, the audience.